Hello, this is Jaime Rojas, and I have the honor of having Ann Coulter right here next to me with her new book coming out, Never Trust a Liberal Over Three, Especially a Republican. Ann, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here, Jaime.
It's always interesting to see how each of your new books, you always outdo yourself, and this one has a very catchy title to it. Tell us a little bit about it.
Thank you. Well, it's a takeoff on the old hippie slogan during the 60s, never trust anyone over 30. And I was worried you might have to have remembered that to get it, but I tried it on some young fetus age kids, just beyond a fetus, and they thought it was funny anyway, without knowing the never trust anyone over 30, so that's what I went with.
Perfect. Well, tell me a little bit about the book.
Well, in part, it's a greatest hits collection. I write a weekly column, and I haven't done a column book for more than a decade, so about 70% of it, and it was like reading through War and Peace twice, picking out segments of it, rearranging it. It's way more work than you'd think doing that. And then I've divided it into different chapters with introductions. But the overall idea, my thought was conservatives were really depressed on November 6, 2012, for no particular reason. And I want to lure people back into politics without a heavy political tone. It's a lot of fun stuff. I talk about Christianity and, Amanda Knox murder cases. It's all over the map, starting with a little roadmap for conservatives. I think they ought to start thinking about winning elections.
Well, interesting that you talk about winning elections. We just had the elections here this past Tuesday. Governor Chris Christie won with over 50% of the Latino vote. Is this a roadmap for the GOP to wake up and take the Latino community, for example, and minorities overall, seriously?
Well, I think the GOP does. I think they're making mistakes in how to appeal to the Latino community. But I'm not sure how much Christie's victory is something that can be taken elsewhere. He's a very popular governor. He was really good after Hurricane Sandy. I mean, there are a lot of things explaining that. So I'm not sure how much we can learn from that, but I do think conservatives should reach out to the Latino community, but I think they're doing it the wrong way.
I completely agree. It's going to be interesting, the elections of 2014, what the GOP actually does. Its investment into a variety of outreach efforts to minority groups, especially Latinos. Talking about Latinos and immigration, 2014, do you think the GOP and Congress as a whole is going to finally take the immigration policy and move forward with it, or it's just a third rail issue?
Well, I hope not, and actually we may disagree here, Jaime. I think that is not the way to appeal to Latinos. I mean, even the Pew Hispanic Research Center, when you see the concerns of Latinos, amnesty is like number 24. Scratchy toilet paper is higher than amnesty. And I think I think all Americans should care about the least among us, the poorest, the working class. That is heavily blacks and Latinos, in addition to working class whites. They're the ones who get hurt by amnesty. Mark Zuckerberg and Wall Street aren't trying to bring in people to compete with them. They want to pay Juanita the maid less. Latinos get hurt the most. Well, Latinos, African Americans, and working class whites, and that has always been the province of the Republican Party. Democrats will disagree with this, but we're the big populist party. We're about the middle class. We are not about the billionaires, maybe the millionaires, but certainly the working class Americans. And I think part of the problem Republicans always have reaching out to a particular group, whether it's women or Latinos, is that's just not our thing. We think, look, these are our ideas. We believe in freedom. We think these are appealing ideas, and we hope you'll join us. I think Mitt Romney said it beautifully, and I think it was the first debate when they were talking about, driver's licenses for illegal aliens, or what was the other one? In-state tuition.
Right.
And he said, no, I think these ideas are bad. We will appeal to Latinos the way we appeal to other people, by offering them hope and opportunity and unprecedented freedom. And this is what they came here seeking. If they came here for a handout, they're voting for the Democrats anyway.
Absolutely. I think we both agree the GOP does not have the plan yet in order to capture that new audience and the growing population here in the United States. My last question, and we always go after our fans, and on Twitter, this question from Christian of Los Angeles, and he tweets, why did you criticize President Clinton in the 90s, and now you're changing your tune on the former president? And
I'm not. You should have seen the tweet I sent out about Clinton yesterday.
What did it say?
Well, it was a retweet of someone. Every time I hear the Clinton Library, I imagine a room with a bunch of playboys and hustlers around. No, to the contrary. I was at a dinner party last night arguing with a Democrat because they love, this is a media thing. It's a liberal myth about how, and I'm sorry you work for him, love you, Jaime, but not Bill Clinton. But they kept telling us how wildly popular Clinton was. Look, Al Gore was super nerd. They were polling like mad.
And he invented the internet, by the way, too. So.
And, yes, and he invented the internet. If Bill Clinton had helped Al Gore, he would have campaigned with Clinton.
Right.
No, he was an albatross, as Stanley Greenberg, I think, was the pollster for Gore.
Right.
He was a total albatross. It's one of these phony polls. It's been reminding me recently of the poll about how the shutdown has hurt Republicans so much. And then you see it's a poll of all adults, which includes, felons, people who can't name the vice president, people who don't know what day election day is. That's what the polls are. They were of all adults. Well, who cares? It's like polling me on American Idol. It's a phony poll. It's phony saying that everybody loves the Clintons. And I think he's going to be an albatross around Hillary's neck. He didn't help her in 2008.
It should be interesting what happens in this next presidential race. And we wish you the best of luck on his newest book. We always look forward to see what you say next. This is Jaime Rojas with NBC Latino, and thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.